selecting the right replacement brush cutter. I've been using a brush cutter for about 15 years and it's getting worn, so obvious job is to replace it. So where do I go and what do I buy? I chose Stihl because I have Stihl chainsaws and also a blower, and I've always been pretty happy with their reliability. Then obviously choose a specialist supplier, and that's easy in my case because I've been using the same supplier for about 25 years. The main thing that I'd done in advance was have a look on the web, and I'd sort of thought I'd go with something at the high end of the consumer type of machines. Even more important, listen to good advice. The owner of the store had actually been to our property delivering a machine for log splitting, and certainly made the recommendation that I move to the lower end of the professional rather than the higher end of the consumer. The next thing was type of grip. You can have the standard grip or handlebars, and again he suggested the handlebars because I'm doing a lot of work under trees, on inclines, that type of thing. The next one was a full harness or just a sling. Again, something I hadn't considered. He recommended the full harness. I am getting on in age a little bit, and it certainly carries the weight a lot better. And he then said, well, if you set it up right, that will take a lot of the stress of holding it. And there are two ways of finding the balance point on a machine. The first is the balance point for the sling attachment. That's just moving a slider up and down and tightening it. And the second one is on the handlebars. Again, you can position those basically to adjust for your arm length. And you can do that again by moving it up and down the bar and also swiveling it. So he did that and got it right for me. Safety equipment, well, I already had the Stihl headgear for my chainsaw, and that's pretty important to me because when you're working under trees you get the full protection. Your head's protected, your eyes are protected, and your ears are protected. Then the controls. The controls on the Stihl are really easy, and the refueling point has got good access without spilling fuel. A primer, you press, about 5 presses of that, that's plenty. There's 2 choke positions, and when you start the machine and you operate the throttle, that auto releases the choke, so you don't have to think about that. Now for the operating benefits. The first thing that I found, and it is important to me, was the vibration. There's low vibration on this machine, really very good, and that was even improved more by having the harness, so it was a lot of the weight was taken off my body, and I had a better posture for doing the cutting. The handlebars I was really pleased with, definitely make the machine more controllable for the sort of work that I've got to do. The ergonomics of the machine are good. The throttle was really well designed, cut off if I actually let go of the handlebars, and it was a switch conveniently located, operated with a thumb, again on the handlebars. So on and off, piece of cake. Plenty of power to cut the long grass, the weeds, trim hedges, blackberries, ivy, small saplings. It seemed to work across the whole of the range without slowing down, and proved to me that the machine I'd had before was probably a little bit small. This was working a lot easier and less tiring. And obviously working under those trees, the helmet was very, very important for protection. One quick tip I got from the supplier was keeping the trimmer line underwater. This prevents it drying out and getting brittle. So that's what I'm doing. What do I think about the purchase now I've got it? Well, overall I think the product is well designed, it's easy to operate, easy to store, you just hang it up in the shed. Starting is certainly easy, you don't have to put a lot of pressure on the pull string, just quick light pull and it's going. Plenty of power with minimum vibration. Handlebars definitely work well for me, and I think the harness is sensational. I just don't get fatigued and I can operate the machine for much longer. So it proves to me that the whole process worked well. I've now been using it a few times, very, very happy, and can certainly recommend this particular brush cutter from Stihl.